Alright, we should be starting any second now. So for anybody that is not sure, the goal of 100% in this game is to collect 50 boos, collect all portrait ghosts, and gain 100 million in gold at the end of the run to achieve an A rank mansion. Yeah, this is actually the first 100% tournament we've ever had for this game. Usually we have the 80% no bounds category, which is pretty different than that. You only get 40 boos, and it just doesn't require any money. But this definitely makes for a fun tournament. So the runners are off. If you've seen any Luigi's Mansion race like this before, you know that area one pretty self-explanatory. Not much to go over. Not much that can really go wrong for either runner here. Usually stays pretty close in area one. Actually bonking on that gold ghost, but not a huge deal. So for Boston actually getting a little bit better RNG. Actually got one more object in this room to spawn money, which is a big thing you'll see in this run is RNG, both with boos and with money. There's a lot of objects, furniture that may or may not spawn money, but usually even with pretty bad money RNG, you can still get 100 million pretty easily. Yeah, in this run, they're both aiming to collect 100 million gold total to achieve A rank mansion, which is, you know, at the end of the credits, you receive a mansion based on how much money you collected in the run. And the highest rank is A rank, which is what you're going for. Vark, interestingly enough, actually opting to double up those gold ghosts instead of getting singles. Most runners will choose to single those guys instead of getting double because only one of those gold ghosts is actually on a cycle just on the next wave, so it's just a little faster to get them the one that spawns next wave first. You can just fuck it up a little bit faster, because it is faster to get a single than a double. You're not really wasting any time by getting the other single while you're waiting for the next wave to spawn. So Vark actually deciding to get the Speedy Spirit in Wardrobe Room while Bostonbrew opted out of it. But really, this money is very close right now. They're actually only one bill apart. Bills, of course, are definitely a priority over coins and gold bars. I believe one bill is equivalent to 4 coins, and then gold bars just don't really appear that often, whereas bills appear pretty often. You want to get as many as you can. I'd say at the end of the run you should have about 400 bills or so. Kind of depends on your money rat though. Interestingly enough, we see Bostonbrew opt for the top left Neville suck up while Vark sucks him up towards the bottom of the room. Actually, is a little bit faster to opt for the top left. Neville's suck up gets you actually closer to the chest and makes it easier to suck up the pearls. In terms of these pearls, you actually want to prioritize the medium and the large pearls. Every large pearl is actually worth 1 million gold, so you really do not want to skip that on any large pearls. Mediums as well are not. Skipping out on smalls is pretty alright. Mediums are like a little bit more priority. So far, Boston though with about a 4-second lead into this Chauncey fight right now. Does have a little bit more money as well. We gotta give Boston the audio for right now. That could change pretty quickly. So here we go. Chauncey's fight. He is a very angry child. For no apparent reason. Other than like he likes torturing Luigi in his crib. Yeah, not much to go over in the Chauncey fight other than catch the balls fast. Get a 2-cycle on Chauncey. Actually, the only portrait ghost that is not able to be 1-cycled. We actually did find a way to 1-cycle King Boo last November, which left Chauncey as the only ghost so far to be discovered, or not discovered to be 1-cyclable. Both of Chauncey above the 50 HP here. You and a extra cycle of rocking horses from spawning on the phase of the fight right here. Actually missing that second ball catch, but covered it pretty well. Gets 6-4. Chauncey sucked, and Vark actually missing Chauncey with the ball. That's really bad. That means Vark's gonna have to go through 2 more cycles of rocking horses. That is not good for Vark. I believe he just shot that ball a little bit earlier than he should have. That's gonna lose him a lot of time. You know, Boston with a pretty substantial lead right now out of Area 1. As Vark's having a little bit of trouble on the Chauncey fight. Having a 6:32, so about a 25-second difference between the runners right now. Vark can't be feeling too good right now, but it's only Area 1. We still have 3 more areas to go, and we still have about an hour and 10 minutes left of the run, hour and 15 minutes maybe, so, you know, definitely far from over. So at the end of each Portrificationizer cutscene here, you're going to see the money total is going to be showed. And out of Area 1, you want at least about 4 million in gold. It's going to pop up really quickly. It's kind of hard to catch. Yeah, Boston did end with 4.3 million, which is pretty alright. Get a little bit lucky with money, might have 5 million. And then you're not going for any large bro dupes, which is something these runners, I don't think they go for. Top level runners will go for dupes, but I don't think these runners will go for dupes. See Vark here wrapping up at 4.1, so yeah, pretty similar money between the runners. Coming up on ballroom here, these Shy Guys can be pretty difficult. Also worth noting, these runners will point their flashlights towards the ceiling and hallways just to make sure these ceiling surprise ghosts don't spawn, because if you aim your flashlight towards the direction a ghost spawns, it actually just won't spawn. You don't want to get scared. You actually temporarily stop Luigi from moving, so ideally you don't want to get scared. Opting for doubles here does get them all in pretty timely fashion. He gets really Luigi's willing to show their heart early for him. And they do. But Boston getting lucky. Looking for windows. Pretty good. I got the pearls to group up at the top of the room there, which is what you want. Really, most of the time you don't want the pearls to really be spread out about the room, because it loses time to really just have to go around the room searching for them. I believe Vark also got pretty good at it. Also, finding a poison mushroom in storage room, but it won't give him trouble. Vark actually missing early release as well, or Vark missing early release, unlike Boston, is likely losing 10 seconds on Boston. Just the RNG, yeah. Melinda's decided they're not Vark fans. They do not love Vark, so we'll be losing time from that. Yeah, the boos will actually start appearing very soon. In fact, Boston's about to release the boos here. Pretty important part of the run. You see Vark actually opting for storage Speedy Spirit there. Probably a pretty good call, considering he skipped out in the wardrobe room Speedy Spirit. Yeah, so Boston releasing the boos at about 10 minutes, 10 seconds. And so here's the boos release. In this run, both these runners will have to get all 50 of them. But missing that storage double, but wasn't losing too much time, only about a 3-second time loss, I'd say. And Vark's probably gonna look at it like about a 10:50 release here, so about a 40-second difference right now. Vark, or I should say Boston, continuing to expand his lead over Vark. Should note here, coming up on Parlor Room, there is a tech skip you can do with the boo there, which basically, if you use the tablecloth, you can sort of override the EGAD text, or the text that EGAD gives you after you suck up the boo with the cloth, and it just skips the text. And in this room, it does save a lot of time, because the first boo, EGAD gives you quite a bit of text. Boston does have the RNG for it, it's just we didn't get a bump on the cloth. It's actually going to be on the bottom right object. But he still will be getting text skip. He does get it.
Mario.
The Vark gets it. Vark actually getting bumped in the cloth, which means either the decoy or the boo is in there, and it was the decoy. So yeah, Vark actually did have the RNG for it, but he didn't want to risk setting it up only for the boo to be in the tablecloth. So he did take that pretty safe. Vark's boo actually switching to the right side. That is something boos can do. They can just switch between objects. Every boo's on a cycle from the point that we can enter this dimension, where they will just switch every once in a while between objects in a room. Sometimes they can switch at very bad times. For speedrunners like these guys, Vark actually spawning another poison mushroom, or actually, for this Boston that's on the poison mushroom storage. Vark also spawning a poison mushroom. Boston gets his 5th boo. Vark and Boston gonna be able to high five as they both pass through this door. They wish each other good luck. Boston opting to hump the toilet instead of vacuum it. Interesting decision. Actually is faster to vacuum it, but that's only going to lose him probably a few frames. I do encourage people to vacuum the toilet instead of hump it. You don't want to torture that poor toilet. I believe Boston actually did get a golden mouse to spawn in that hallway, but he didn't opt to get it. You definitely do not need golden mice, but if you're low on money, it might be helpful to pick some up if you get them to spawn. Some Rubber Ghost doubles in this room. Everyone, now he's going to set up to go for a save warp with this Fire Medallion and this Boo to skip the EGAD text that EGAD gets you after you collect the Fire Medallion. I was also guaranteeing a good ball recycle, and you'll know what I mean when we get to that. He does get it. Good job, Boston. Pointing out that mirror actually is one of the only rooms in the game where there's actually no money that spawns in it, so you pretty much play it like you would any other category where you don't need money. You know, I did not know this earlier, but I should note that Vark actually, in terms of their PBs in this category, Vark does have a 1 hour, 12-minute time, as Boston has a... We're looking at this for a second. Boston with actually a 1:15 time, so Boston is actually the underdog in this match. Well, he does have a pretty substantial lead here. Boston probably... No, he's not actually... You can skip that chess cutscene in this room with grabbing the hat at the same time. That Boston's probably going to just opt to get out on that. He's actually probably just go through the door here instead of getting the chest. Yeah, he's just going to get that chest later. You can actually get that chest before entering this room, but you need to be pretty quick about it or not miss the figures cycle. Boston's also going to opt for the Sapphire in this room. You could go for a dupe, actually. So how you dupe large pearls? Well, there's two ways to dupe large pearls in this game. You either pull them up in the air, and with a well-timed R pump, you can have it touch Luigi and Luigi's vacuum at the same time, which actually counts for 2 large pearls. Or you can do what's called a vacuum cancel, where you pull the vacuum out very fast by shooting an element first. And that actually has the same effect. Vark, on the other hand, is actually opting to get the chest before he enters the Butler's room, and he does make the cycle. He doesn't have to worry about getting that chest after his back to 1. And Boston getting knocked out, or not knocked out, but he does get punched in hidden room. They're not... I was heading for a quad with a punches, but not have a good time with that. Boston picking up those 3 gems. And we'll do another tech skip with the mouse hole. Pretty easy tech skip right there. You just... that actually is a Japanese exclusive tech skip there, where you just drag the boot into the mouse hole and it skips the text. The Sapphires are the blue gems. They're worth 500k or 500,000 gold. And the emeralds are worth 800,000, and rubies are worth 1 million. If I was to run into the got skip out on a lot of sapphires and even some rubies, just to skip out on those gems in their route, just to save a little bit of time. Oh, it looks like Vark tried to get a tech skip with the cloth there. You can actually get a tech skip there. It does require a little finesse with the boo. Fortunately, he did not get it. RNG time. Yeah, there are one of two songs Melody can give you. She can either give you the water theme from Super Mario Bros. 1 or the, I believe it's the overworld theme from Super Mario Bros. 3. It actually is 1 frame faster to get water over Mario Bros. 3 because you don't have to scroll down an option to select Mario Bros. 3. Whilst getting the flame of time code. Did go for another large pearl dude, did not get it. Try to see what song Vark got. I can't hear him, but you can tell by the options what he got. And he also got water. Of course, this timeless from Melody song is pretty small compared to RNG from Boo locations. Pretty much makes just 0 difference. Coming up on Lugs here, Boston will clear laundry room while Lugs does his attack cycle. We'll get the Ruby from the other room there. Worth noting also that Boston's skill count is a lot higher than Vark's. Vark actually pretty low in money. As you can see, Boston's got about 50 more coins and 60 more bills. Vark is in a little bit of trouble with his money right now, but actually did get the gold mouse to spawn in kitchen. Did not get it though. Also, did not get that ruby. I do wonder if he'll get it. I mean, his money is low right now. So I think it'd be in his best interest to actually get that ruby. Interesting enough, Boston actually opting for Lugsboo now, which might seem obvious at first, but keep in mind, once we eventually water the plant, we actually have to come back to Lugsboo later. And a lot of runners will just choose to get Lugsboo in Area 3 when you come back for the plant. Boston's just gonna get it right away. Meanwhile, Vark is just gonna skip it for later, so although it may appear that Vark has caught up, he's gonna be missing that Lugsboo that he's gonna have to get later. It's like, yeah, Vark is not gonna get the ruby from the dishwasher. I don't know if that was planned or if he just forgot. Now, he can get it later when he comes back to kitchen later on, so it's not like it's forsaken. You just gotta remember to get it later, is all. Oh, he's saying it's not in the 2015 map. Vark actually did hold world record in 100% a few years ago. Maybe I should trust his judgment a little bit more. Boston opting for the Graveyard Ruby. I don't know if Vark got it. I'm gonna assume he did. Okay, so the plant basically, not basically, I'll say it how it is. It gives, if you water 3 times, once in Area 2, as they already did, once in Area 3, once in Area 4, it gives you a gold diamond. And there's only 2 of those diamonds in the route. One you get from the plant, one you get from the 50th boo you get. And it's worth 20 million, which is pretty substantial. Actually the most valuable piece of money in the game. So you don't want to miss out on those two. Otherwise you will almost certainly not have 100 million. That's what the rest of these guys do. See if Vark gets a 1-cycle Bogmire. And yeah, he had pretty good control there. Does get the 1 cycle. He has a very wild Dogma right now. He drops him at 9 HP. Yeah, so Vark has made up a lot of time. He does have that lug speed to get, but even so, he's still made up a ton of time in Boston. I'm actually gonna give Vark the audio for right now. I'm not 100% sure that he is ahead, especially considering his money and lugs too, but I'm gonna assume he's in the lead for now. He Vark's money right now. Ideally, you want about 20 million at this point, but since Vark forgot the ruby, then, or not forgot, but it's opted out of it, I think he might have 18 million or so. 17.7 million. Yeah, that is pretty low for Vark. He's gonna have to step up his money game. Boston, on the other hand, did get the ruby there. I think Boston will have at least, I think it's fair to say he'll at least have 19 million here. Maybe 20 million. Yeah, he has 20.8 million. So Boston's money, on the other hand, is pretty good. He actually does have about 3 million more than Vark has right now. Vark is going to opt for the Courtyard Emerald. A pretty good idea. A little cutscene here with Chris Pratt in the painting. Boston's also gonna opt for the Courtyard Emerald. You wonder what Vark is gonna get for extra money. See, I'm assuming he knows he needs some pretty good money right now. He's gonna get the 5th speedrun load before he spirit on the right side of the room here. Does have a ruby in it. Boston also getting it. Are getting very nicely spaced pearls there. Probably just suck those up all at the same time there. Just like that. Now, when the boost switches from that left side object, whatever that is, I don't even know the name for that object, but gets an unlucky switch right there. Meanwhile, Boston actually almost getting bodied by Biff. You actually can go for a... I don't know if I'll go for it, but you can actually go for a chest cutscene skip with that knee, same way you can go for it with Mario's hat, and he does that. That was pretty cool looking from Boston. Oh, and he dupes Biff's large pearl, so that is the first dupe we've seen from either runner. Definitely helps out Boston. So, let's get an extra million out of that. Buster right now with a massive money advantage over Vark. Buster actually missing the water shot through the ceiling, almost running out of water. You can see he's only on 1 bar. If he ran out of water there, it would have been really bad. He would have had to gone back to either kitchen or the courtyard to actually get water. Would have been a very large time loss. I believe we did see that with Afro Man earlier in the tournament. Not fun when that happens. So here we got Nana's balls. Vark getting pretty fast balls. Well, Boston might have perfect Theorem luck right now, as you can see the radar flashing red, so he could be in that bottom share right there. And he gets the perfect RNG. Well, Vark getting left side RNG and Nana, which is also pretty good. He's able to activate that chandelier. Gives him some bills. Interestingly enough, Boston is actually going to opt for Petunia first instead of Nana. So hopefully he just remembers to get all the pearls here. Otherwise, Nana's large pearl might despawn, which would be really bad. And he dupes Petunia's large, so Boston right now with actually 2 dupes, two large pearl dupes. And I believe he did get all the pearls he needed to there. So he will have be able to get Nana's large pearl, although at this point I don't think it would really matter. Even if he did miss out on that large pearl, he'd still be pretty good on money. Been having some trouble activating the table there. Or did, I believe that's the decoy. He might have heard the boost, but I'm not sure. I can't hear his audio right now, but he did not check it. I'm assuming for that reason. Oh, Vark here. Opting for a Shy Guy double here instead of a triple. Nothing wrong with that, though. I don't shame people who do the double there. I am accepting of all speedrun strats. Coming up on Moonshot here. Hopefully we don't see a missed Moonshot from either runner. Very heartbreaking to see. Vark getting a pretty quick Moonshot. Looks like Boston's actually gonna opt the triple, and he does get that triple. Gonna saves about a second over the double, actually. It is a pretty cool strat. Yeah, right now, almost a minute difference between the runners, although you do have to count in the fact, or factor in that Vark still is missing that extra lug spoo, which he's gonna have to get later. Boston actually getting a bullseye on the moon, which is actually going to give him an extra ruby for precision points. Just kidding. I wish that were the case, though. So Vark gonna opt to do projection room before bank shot. Some people used to do was go for clear bank shots room first, and then do a save warp with Mario's glove in this room. Whereas Vark might be going for a bank shot save warp or billiards save warp or billiards mirror warp. Attacked by the blue there. Boston also opted to do projection first. Coming up on our friends. I almost call him Biff Bankshot, but his name is Slim Bankshot. Ideally, you want to hit him with all 3 of his billiard balls in one cycle. Otherwise, you'll lose about 20 seconds, because then you would have to wait for him to walk around his pool table again. But we'll see. These balls can be very mean to you, depending on, they can fly in all sorts of different directions. It's pretty crazy. Vark actually did save. Oh, no! Oh, that hurt to watch. So, Vark actually got a bank shot with that blue ball, but it actually hit bank shot while he still had invincibility frames, so it didn't count. Yeah, that's not a fun way to lose time, although I guess no way is a fun way to lose time, but that was specifically not fun at all. So, if Boston can one cycle bank shot here, he could save some time over Vark. Boston actually opting for the bills from the fan there instead of the Speedy Spirit, which is a little less money, but Boston's money, like I said, he's got the 2 large Pearl dupes. I don't really think he has to worry about taking money that safe at this point. And Vark did opt to do the mirror warp there, although there's an alternative strat where you can open the chest before capturing the boo, and then land on the silver diamonds while you capture the boo, so at save warps, you can skip the animation of him picking up the silver diamonds. But it's a pretty small difference. Boston not getting the greatest luck in with that boo right there. We got the twins Henry and Orville. You can actually offer a double with these guys, but it's pretty difficult and risky. So most runners will opt to get Henry at first and then Orville. I don't know if Vark went for the Speedy Spirit in Twins Room. Usually at this point, you'd see some money over there. But yeah, I don't think Vark actually went for the Speedy Spirit, which is a little concerning. I think it's safe to assume Boston will go for it, although I don't even think Boston needs it at this point, but most runners will decide to get that Speedy Spirit. Yeah, okay, so I was correct. He did not get that Speedy Spirit, which is a little concerning for Vark. I mean, looking at his money count right now, I'd be concerned if I was him, you know? I mean, it's still a close race. He's definitely not, I mean, as far as I can tell right now, he is actually winning this race currently, if we look at the pace. Just time-based pace. But, you know, you wanna... If either runner does not have 100 million at the end of the run, they are actually just either instantly lose if the other player has 100 million, or if they both miss the mark, then they would have to do a rematch. And I'm just worried about Vark's money right now. So Vark is going to be wrapping up here with the Area 1 hallway booze. Gonna go talk to Clairvoya. They're gonna have a little talk about Mario's items. Which, funnily enough, everything you learn from Mario's items, you actually pretty much already figure out based on what you've seen. It's really not that helpful advice to give Luigi. Mark did opt for the Sapphire from that Gold Mouse, though. So, looks like Boston having some trouble with this Poison Mushroom. Ooh. Narrowly avoiding it. No. Yeah, Vark doing some pretty old money right here. That's what it's looking like. Austin right now, I mean, he's got almost 100 bills more than Vark does, along with 2 large pearl dupes, and I believe he has 1 more ruby than Vark does. He's still gonna opt for the Sapphire, I can understand that. He wants to be safe with his money. So Vark is gonna be wrapping up Clairvoya here. Does get a cutscene skip with that Sapphire, which is pretty cool. It can makes the time loss from the Sapphire a little less. Gets right side RNG, which is not favorable. Vark's finally going to be able to get this boo that that Boston did get, but this is the part where he had to wait to actually get it. Vark's gonna water the plant for the 2nd time here. Oh, and he actually is gonna get this ruby, so... Oh, okay, he spawned the ruby. I assume he's gonna water the plant and then come back for the ruby. He's having some trouble watering this plant. He can't seem to water it. He finally gets it on the... looks like the 5th water shot, and he gets the ruby. I was a little worried that ruby would despawn, based on how long he was taking to water the plant there. But he's fine. Boston actually getting hit with Van text, which is the longest text you can receive from EGAT after catching a boo. Long text appearing after you collect 15 boos. They can just sort of randomly show up after you catch boos and just lose you time for really no reason. Alright, we got how many shots will it take Boston to water the plant? Do we have any predictions? I'm gonna say 2. We got 3, we got 4, we got 5, we got 6. 6. Dang, so I've seen a lot of water shots happening with this plant. It's getting a little crazy for me. Kind of worried about this plant. Might be getting a little might drown. Make sure to take care of your plants. Do not overwater them. after Safari Boo. We're going to see Colossus here. It's like Vark's looking at a 46-minute Colossus. Well, maybe a low 46-minute. If he can get this one cycle pretty quickly. Hopefully we can see a pretty good ice shot here. Ideally you want to shoot at least maybe 10 boos, 9 or 10 boos with the ice shot. In order for the one cycle to be pretty reasonable to get. Although you can do it with a pretty bad ice shot and still one cycle. So that's what we're about to see hopefully from Vark. He gets a good ice spawn. He's going to start backing up here. He gets a pretty good ice shot. He should have this. Only got a few more boos here. And he's going to clutch out the one cycle. He does suck up the last boo at 46.04, so... He's going to be finished with Area 3, and then we'll see how Boston's Colossus goes, and then we'll get a gauge on this money count here. Boston gets a good ice spawn. Goes for the double ice shot. Looking pretty good. I think he has got this, yeah. Actually, might have been a little cleaner than Vark's even. And they're about a minute apart right now. Almost exactly a minute apart, I believe. And, yeah. That's Area 3. We just got Area 4 to go. And that's the hardest area in 100%. Because of all the high HP boos there, it gets pretty wild. Let's take a look at Vark's money count here. Currently sitting at 41.8 million. Definitely not too bad. It's a little lower than what you want, but if he just gets a little extra money in Area 4, he should be okay, I believe. Might be a little concerned if he does drop a large pearl in Area 4, though, especially, you know, Weston or Soupy. Not exactly easy one cycles for a lot of runners. Look at Boston's money. I think Boston's money might even be in the 43, maybe 44 range right now. He does have a pretty good bill count, plus the 2 large dupes. Boston's got 46. Oh my. That's probably the highest money I've seen from anyone out of Area 3 so far. Boston is so overkill right now. I would be genuinely shocked if he somehow did not end this run with 100 million. Boston actually getting first try water shot on the plant this time around. Good job, Boston. He shot his shot with the plants. interestingly enough. Vark's gonna actually have fire coming up into a blackout. Well, I think Boston's just gonna stick with his water. Is a little slower to pick up fire. Well, I believe what Vark did was he picked up some of the fire in the hallway just to refuel his element, which is a little slower, but it is worth it if you want to don't want to have to refill later on. We got Grimly coming up. Let's see how Vark's Grimly goes. He does get Instagram, so Grimly did show his heart instantaneously as Vark went in the room, which is really nice RNG. Let's see if Boston can get a similar, pretty fast Grimly. Breaker room, we do have a breaker boo, one of the harder boos to one cycle in the run. I don't expect these runners will get it. It's a little difficult, requires a lot of practice to actually get consistent at. Let's see Boston's Grimly. Boston not getting Instagram, hopefully he still can get a pretty fast Grimly though. Yeah, and he does only take him a few seconds there. Or could get a double cackle there. He got 2 double cackles. I don't expect him to get this. He's gonna leave at a pretty low HP though. Yeah, he's at 28 HP. So that boo can either go back in there. Well, after Vark clears cellar, he's gonna go back in the breaker room to see if that boo went back in. And then if he's not in there, it's gonna mean he's in pipe room. So he'll just have to get him later. Yeah, here we in the LM community like to call an instantaneous Grimly Instagram or instantaneous Grim, whatever you prefer. Boston's gonna bait out a charge on Breaker Boo. Oh, and Vark actually getting the boo to go back in there, which is a somewhat rare occurrence. You don't see it too often, so he's actually going to be able to get Breaker Boo right then and there. Does not have to go in pipe room for him. Yeah, I think the name Instagram was... It just directly came from Instagram. I think it's like a pun. Would be pretty cool to see Breaker Boo go back in for both runners. I've not seen that in a race. Would be kinda cool. Boston actually getting the bottom left barrel, and he's having trouble activating it. Can be pretty hard to activate that barrel from that side of the room. Finally is able to activate it. He gets hit with the long text too. Really unlucky cellar boo from Boston. Let's see if his boo went back in. His boo did not go back in, so he's gonna have to get that later in pipe room. And he opts to mirror warp with the breaker room mirror. I do wonder if that was worth it or not. Actually, might have been. We're Vark and telephone room opting for singles on the skeletons. He's able to get some extra bills there. Toy Soldier Room. This is another strat where you can double up a couple of them. You can even get a triple here. It is actually also possible, but it is not... Nobody really does it in runs. Sort of just done as a YOLO strat. I think Vark will probably offer singles. Oh, almost gets punched there. Narrowly avoids it though. And he's able to finish up there, heads up to rooftop. Over on Boston's side, looks like he's actually going to set up for a double here. If he gets it, and he does get it. So Vark actually opting to burn the Shy Guys instead of suck them up 6 at once, which is actually called the Boston Burn, named after Bostonbrew himself. But we'll probably see Boston go for that, I'd imagine. The Vark picking up that key at 5606. Looks like Boston thought about duping that, but was not able to. And here we have the attic boos. These boos can cause a lot of trouble if they don't go where you want them to go. Since 2 of these have 300 HP, and you're going to want them to just get them in 2 cycles by going into well, in this case, you want him to go into telephone room and not the hallway. The hallway guaranteed to hide in a room again. Boston is going for the 6-piece Boston burn here. He does not get it, though. Sadly. I was looking forward to it, but yeah, he's not having the greatest time on rooftop right now. Meanwhile, Vark looks like he's going to be able to 2-cycle this boo. He does get it. Well done, Vark. However, he does get hit by long text. Moving on to Armory here, you'll probably see him go for a triple here. Almost everyone opts for a triple in this room. And by that I mean with the last 3 ghosts. There's actually a 5-piece strat into this room, but it is pretty risky. Pretty difficult strat. Interesting strat here from Vark. He's actually going to opt to get a triple, or a double here. Excuse me, and then... I don't know what he's going to do at this point. Okay, he's just going to single off the last 2 purple punchers. Not a strat you see often. Trying to get as much money as he can here in Armory. Armor boo here, you actually can 1 cycle as long as you use your R pumps well. Fortunately, I don't think he'll be 1 cycling. This boo's gonna leave. Oh, actually leaves at 1 HP. I thought he could have saved that for a second. He almost did, but yeah, unfortunately, that boo's gonna. You cannot suck up boos in dark rooms or hallways, so he's actually just gonna have this boo either, ideally, hide back in Armory. And speaking of Boston's Clockwork boo also had 1 HP in the hallway. At the same time that Vark's was in Jarvis at 1 HP. Now that boo's gonna hide back in telephone room. Oh, no, and Boston despawning the garbage can ghost in Armory. Boston, unlike Vark, is gonna go for the triple here. With this grabber ghost, blue twirler and purple puncher does get it very nicely. Jarvis here, he does have a very interesting pull. He actually has a cyclonic pull, so a little bit difficult to suck up. Vark does get that boo to go into Armory. Getting that boo to go in the hallway can be very bad, because if that boo decides to go back into Jarvis, you have to just run back into Jarvis' room where you just were. And pretty heavy time loss at that point. Does get the 2 cycle though. Now Vark's gotta get this boo at, oh wait, excuse me, oh, that was a decoy. That was not his boo with 1 HP is in Clockwork Room.
Oh yeah.
Having a little trouble with that telephone, but we did switch over to right side. Got a double tackle right off the bat, so might be a little tough to 2 cycle at this point. Well, he's at 152, pretty doable there. Pretty doable HP. I believe Boston actually duped again, because he's at 19 large, which would put him at 3 dupes, yeah. And Vark does get the 2 cycle on Telephone Boo. Well, Boston is going to get a... Looks like he had a shot at 1 cycle there. You can actually get a 1 cycle in Jarvis Boo if he is very nice to you, but you just let him down to Armory. But Vark finishes up Attic. He's going to head into Sealed Room here. While Boston still got 2 boos to get. Guess the gold mouse is spawning Sealed Room, but he does not go for it. Instead he goes for the Speedy Spirit here. Probably a pretty good decision by Vark. I think he knows he's a little low on money. He wants to be safe about it, especially now that he's got a pretty good lead. He gets a triple there. Pretty nice stuff. Pretty good, got there. Had a little trouble with the blue twirler. We're just kind of holding him in there at 9 HP for a little bit. Yeah, I think at this point Vark's made a good amount of money. I think he's definitely on track to make the 100 million mark. Well, Boston actually deciding not to get Element on Rooftop. He's going to have no Element into Sealed Room, which might be a problem because most strats here do involve using Element, so he might have to do some backup here of some sort, especially with the Ceiling Surprise Ghost. It's pretty hard to just suck those guys up and still be fast about it. Yeah, so he's gonna... Oh no! He's... Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, he gets the double with the Purple Puncher and the Ceiling Surprise Ghost. Vark is going for a triple with the Grabber Ghost and Piper him, he gets it. A lot of people choose to spray those ghosts, because if one grabs you while you're doing that triple, it kind of ruins everything, but he did a pretty good job with that. He's going to try the 1 cycle Piper Boo here. Actually doing a pretty good job at controlling this Boo. I think he can get this. And he has got it. Yeah, really clean Piper Room, from Vark. That short text too. Yeah, that was about as clean as a Pipe Room as you can have. Nothing really went wrong there. Boston right behind him. He's gonna... He's just gonna opt to ice these Grabber Ghosts instead of go for the triple like Vark did. I don't blame him. I usually go for the same thing. I mean, yeah, Vark's got a pretty good lead right now. He has been getting some extra money in Area 4. He did get the Speedy Spirit and Sealed Room. And he did get the Ruby from the dishwasher and kitchen earlier that he missed. I think he's just worrying about getting these 1 cycles. Not missing out on any large pearls. This is looking like a pretty good Weston right now. Yeah, pretty solid 1 cycle right there. Bostonbrew doing Piper-Moo. Actually looking like a really good Piper-Moo. He might... Oh, I don't know about this. Might still get this. Having a little trouble there. Did bonk once or twice. Oh, and both runners getting the 1 cycle in Piper-Moo. That is impressive. Gets the 1 cycle in Westonbrew. Actually a really good basement from Vark right there. Aside from that Van Vortex he just got. Gameplay-wise, though, that was really nice. Vark right now with over a minute lead on Boston. See how Boston's Weston goes. Hopefully he can 1 cycle this. Looks pretty good. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, he barely got the large pearl there. Actually dropped him at 10 HP, which is just low enough for the large pearl to still spawn. We're in the sitting room. Pretty standard stuff here in the sitting room. Just the 5 gold ghosts and then the double with the... Those ghosts right there. Actually does get punched, though. He's not going to be able to double him up. Meanwhile, Boston bonking on Westonbrew. I don't know if he's going to be able to get this 1 cycle. Looking pretty rough. Yeah, I think he's just going to have to 2 cycle that. Soupy here can be pretty tough because of these clown dolls that can just hit you while you're in the middle of the suck-up. So you gotta try to avoid them as best you can. See how Vark does here. I think he's got this. Yeah. I think it's safe to say that Vark will be guaranteed all the large pearls. At least all the, not counting in dupes, he's gonna get all 19. Looks like he considered setting up a tech skip there, but abandoned it. Tech skip there is actually becoming a lot more common now. Almost never see that, but I've seen it a few times in the tourney so far. Boston handling sitting room a little bit better than Vark did. Actually was able to double up those guys. Vark's money, I think he's made up pretty much what he needs to. He'll probably still go for altar money, I imagine, just to be safe. But yeah, I definitely think he's got this. Boston also getting the 1 cycle on Soupy. Van Gore, pretty self-explanatory. He just wants to triple up all the ghosts here, with the exception of the Ceiling Ghost, where usually just spray element on them because their hitboxes are so small. It's like, not Vark. Boston is actually set for a blue double. Interestingly enough, did skip out on Soupy's green chest there, which had a silver diamond in it, so either he's really confident, either he just forgot, or he's really confident in his money. I mean, I think Boston's money's good, but I mean, it is a bit of a risk to skip out on that chest right there. Boston actually barely missing the blue double there. Yeah, Vark getting a pretty clean Van Gore's room. And he's gonna get his last brew right here.
Oh, yeah.
Ideally, want this brew in 2 cycles. It's down to 145, which is pretty good. Anything 150 or below is pretty doable for a 2 cycle. See if he goes for the save warp here. Might be a little bit of a risky move. I wouldn't blame him if he just doesn't go for it. Or he could go for it. I don't think he will, though. Oh, he's going for it. And he does get it. So he is going to be able to save warp with that diamond and still collect it. And he's going to head down to King Boo. Boston wraps up his last few Van Gore triples. Like I said, I assume Vark is going to go for the Altar Sapphire, maybe even the Altar Bills. Yeah, he is going to take the safe, go for the extra money. Okay, he actually went for the... What he tried to do there is collect the Sapphire and enter this cutscene at the same time, but he did not get it, so he's going to have to just miss out on that Sapphire. Although I don't think it'll matter. I think he's still got this money. I don't think he's overkill or anything, but I think he should be able to have it. Meanwhile, Boston actually losing Van Gore at 5 HP. Unfortunate. He's still gonna go for the save warp though. Actually not able to get it, so he's gonna have to mirror warp in Safari Room to get it back down to Boye. See, if Vark can clutch out a 2 cycle on King Boo, he should be looking about at a 115 time. Pretty close to a 115 flat time. Very low 115. Take a look at his first cycle here. Looking pretty good. Gets him down to 240. Let's see if we can clutch this out right now. he's got this. And he does, and he finishes with a 1:15.03. GG's Vark. However, he cannot be exactly called the winner yet because we still need to count to see if he has the 100 million in money. But I'm pretty certain he does have it. But we'll just have to check, as we're gonna have to go through a cutscene here, and then we're gonna see his total.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just gonna switch over to Boston's audio while we take a look at his Kingu fight. He could actually be looking at a 1:16 time here every 2 cycles. Down to 243. That's pretty good still. Oh, he leaves it at 1 HP. Dang, I guess my commentary curses people to have Kingu live at 1 HP. It happened with Boohead, and now it just happened now. And Vark does win the race. He does have 101 million. So he will be moving on. Boston's gonna wrap this up here. He does finish with a 1:17.20. Look like a 1:17.21. And yeah, I do think Boston's money might even be better than Vark's. Vark does win though by about 2 minutes. Very nice race. So if these runners want to join me here, we have Boston in the call right now. Boston. And we have Vark too.
Hello.
GG's on the race.
Thanks. GG's Boston.
GG's Vark.
How'd your run go?
It went. It wasn't very good. The Boo RNG after Area 2 was like the worst I've ever seen. It was so
I felt
terrible.
like backwards. I messed up like everything in Area 1. I missed the second Chauncey ball shot. And I
Well,
got
now
a
we're gonna
630
see
Chauncey.
how many dupes I got here. I got like 4 dupes.
I got 4. Last I counted you at 3.
I can
but...
dupe like crazy, but it doesn't matter because I'm slow.
Yeah, I
go.
need to get better at dupes. I used to be able to get like 1, maybe 2 a run, and I didn't get any.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about your money after Area 2.
Well, in my practice runs, I was always like close but missing it, and the reason was because I was always forgetting the oven gem. So I got it this time. So I was pretty confident.
Definitely getting extra money in Area 4 helps you out.
Yeah, I know there's like some places that people skip, but without dupes and stuff, I can't go for those skips.
That's both races, 2 races in a row where I haven't grabbed Soupy's chest, so I mean, that's something.
Yeah, I saw you skip that. I wasn't sure if you
like,
did that on accident or you were just really confident.
No, I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, I was like, I'm way ahead. I was gonna skip that if I had like less dupes than that. Like at 3 dupes, I was like, I'm definitely skipping it. And then I got another one, I was like, okay, well, this is overkill.
Yeah, I mean, a good gameplay on both sides, I'd say.
Yeah, there were moments of brilliance.
Definitely.
Yeah, I felt like in all my practice runs, I was kind of playing really bad, and I was really nervous because up till like Boo release, I was not playing well, and I got like the first couple Boos were really bad luck, and I felt like I was very behind. I don't know how far behind I actually was, but my area 3 and 4 were good enough.
Yeah, definitely. Your late game caught you up a lot.
Yeah, I just really felt like after Area 2, not a single boo was in the first place I looked, and I got Van text all over the place, and at least once or twice.
I saw
I
a
just
lot
couldn't
of,
get any momentum going. Like anytime I started playing well, I would either make a mistake or get bad luck, and it was just kind of like, It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Name of the game.
This game's like that. Well, Vark, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Boston, sorry to say, this is your last tourney match of the year.
That's all right. Now I can play PAL.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
fun.
Boston. I didn't want to do it to my friend.
No, you set me free.
All right, fair enough.
Honestly, there's no one else I'd rather be eliminated by.
Oh, I'm honored.
Well, Vark, you'll be moving on to Losers Round 2 to play winner of Afro Man and Fueled by Furcho.
All right, sounds good.
Look forward to that.
Very nice.
Yeah, I guess I'll go over some upcoming matches. So, let's see. Tomorrow we got a match at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time between Boohead and Big Max. Thursday we have 2 races at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. time between Minnie versus Bobby and me versus Glitch PhD. And then finally on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time we have a match between Red Mountain and HD Lex. So look forward to those. Yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I guess we'll end this thing.
No, I'm all good.
Wrap it up.
Alright, well, it has been fun. GG's to you guys.
GG's, thanks for commentating.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
All right, later.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah, no problem. Peace out.